Victoria, can you tell me about the cycles approach?
Yeah, absolutely. So the cycles approach was developed by Barbara Hodson, and we had seen her at our conference. But she talked about this very structured system that has many different goals that are already laid out. And so essentially what we do is individualize that plan by picking the goals that we know our child needs to work on. And so there's some couple key points that Barbara Hodson really talks about. So she talks about how listening is super important, that our kiddos need to be listening to the words and to the sounds that we're trying to have them develop. Gradual acquisition is going to be really important. It's not going to happen overnight, but we're going to see this over time. We're going to see these sounds emerge into their sound inventory. Phonotactic environment is really important, where we're talking about the sounds surrounding the sound that we're working on can really impact how the child does in treatment. So we have to keep that in mind. And then this treatment is specifically for those highly unintelligible kiddos. So they're going to be the kids that we have no idea what they're saying. So that's what this treatment is for. We only target stimulable sounds, or those sounds that we know that they'll make if we give them the support that they need to be able to produce them. Typically, treatment is an hour a week, and we're going to have one goal per session. And so we here are going to be talking about the p sounds specifically, and so we'd spend about 60 minutes working on p, and the entire session is working on that sound. And so that's a little bit about Barbara Hodson's approach. She does have some evidence-based practice behind it. Of course, we want to look at our research. Hodson did tons of different research articles in 1983 and 2007, and they talk about that kids get better. Like, it's just very proven that our kids are going to get better. But we have to critically look at these articles as well, that there's no control group because it's not efficacious to not provide treatment. And so we have to look at that. And then Rudolph and Wentz did a couple case studies of kiddos. They looked at the cycles approach and they said, yeah, it worked for 2 of the 3 kids, but it's so time consuming. And so is it really that efficient approach that we're looking for? Probably not.
Thanks, Victoria. So after you've chosen the cycles approach, you're going to want to choose some appropriate target words. To begin with, you would want to start with CV syllable words like pie, po, or paw. If your child can do CVC syllable words, then you can move on to words like pig or pot. After they master the P in the initial position, you can move on to P in the final position using words like pop or cap.
Okay, so today I'm going to be demonstrating how you can do an example of an activity that elicits the sound with our 3-year-old Victoria. Victoria, I see you've already gotten into our sensory bin. Today we're looking for P, so when you find the letter P, we're going to go, can you do that with me? Try it with our tissue. Remember, we make a dance. Good job. Okay, see if you can find another P. See if you can find a P. Almost. Voice is off. Try again. Great job. Awesome. Another fun activity you can use once Victoria has mastered it in the initial position is popping bubbles. Our target word is pop. Victoria, we're gonna pop bubbles. Every time we pop, I want you to say pop. Here we go. Pop, pop, pop. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Great job, Victoria. For this next treatment activity with an 8-year-old, Isabelle has been looking through these magazines and picking out all kinds of different pictures of things that begin with the letter P. Each time she cuts out a picture and glues it on her plate, she practices her P sound. Isabelle, do you want to glue on your pig picture?
Yes.
So we say
pig.
That's right, we say P for pig.
Pig.
Great job.
All right, Isabelle, we're going to be working on pop today. Can you say that for me? Pop. Good job, high five! Yeah, so we're going to play a game and say pop as many times as we can. And so we're going to take these pegs, and every time we stack them on top of each other, we're going to say pop, pop. At the end of 15 seconds, we're going to see how many times you said it correctly. Okay? All right.
Okay.
So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Pop. Pop.
Good job.
It's really important when doing the cycles approach to know all the different components that go into a single treatment session. Every week you're going to start off by reviewing last week's target words. Then you're going to proceed into a listening activity. During this activity, the child is going to be silent and listen to you produce a carefully chosen list of words that have the target phoneme in them that you're going to be targeting during that session. After doing that, you're going to move on to production practice. Here you're going to choose about 4 to 5 words that are really carefully chosen to get the child warmed up and producing that sound. Afterwards, you're going to do some activities for a listening production. That's just like what you saw before with Victoria and Isabelle, our 3-year-old and 8-year-old. So all the examples that you saw today were the part of the therapy that would happen during the activities to elicit productions. Then you're going to move on to a metaphonological activity, and afterwards you're going to probe for next session's targets. Then you're going to end the session by repeating the listening activity using the amplifier. And finally, you'll assign 2 to 5 minutes of listening homework that the parents will complete with the child every day.
Now you know just how to elicit the P sound using the cycles approach.